The real last emotional sticking point really is my sister. All the sinners I've tested, like, alright, what, French girl? I mean, really? Who gives a fuck? Toss her in the pit. My Aunt Vicky? Well, honestly, her insincerity always annoyed the piss out of me anyway. Toss her in the pit. My dad, he doesn't even have a proper soul. He'll just be unmade without much suffering or difficulty at all. Who cares? Right? But the thing is, like, my sister, she never, like, the other sinners, I didn't know them all that long, and they sinned against me personally. Or my sister, her sin is a much, much larger sin, but it's not against me personally. So, like, personally, like, I have no grudge, and it really makes me sad that she's going in the pit. But there's also nothing I can possibly do about it. I have, in fact, done everything I possibly could. This is the rough thing about being God. You're an omnipotent deity, but, I mean, you can't defy the definitions of things. Everything's built on the definitions of things. Why would I make the definitions and then defy them? It would undermine creation. The fucking conditions I gotta live in. I'm gonna vape a little to deal with this flickering light. And the emotions. I mean, the thing is, yeah, she did piss me off by stabbing me in the back like a gutless turd when I was basically doing her job for her. Her first test. Like, if there was zero nepotism, I would just be like, Wendy, you know how mom has always presented stereotypical psychopath traits? And when she was on the Ambien, she had hallucinations and said if she had her gun, she would have shot our dad. And you know how she's now taking Ambien and in a room with a gun and our dad? You know how all of this adds up to a pretty obvious murder plan that allows her to skate? Yeah, that's all I was obligated to say. All. And she should have taken it from there. And that would have been her test. But there's nepotism. So I have to fucking cajole her into taking action. And then, it's like, basically, I'm just taking charge of this operation. It's like, listen, all you gotta do is be along for the ride and use your voice as the responsible one, but I will do all of the planning. You just sit back, I'll take care of it. All you have to do is not stab me in the back like a gutless turd. And then, of course, that's exactly what she did. And then, of course, I still have to save my dad's life. So I have to get the attention of the police and make them take it seriously, not just a thing that's going to get filed away. And I have to make sure my sister knows and will tell my dad, and he will tell my mom, and then she will know that she can't kill my dad. But it was very disruptive to my life, which was already shit, and that did piss me off. But I've always known my sister's a gutless turd, and I've always accepted this about her. And honestly, if somebody behaves in a way that is consistent with what you know about them, you can't really be that mad at them. But her sin isn't against me. I can't tell you what it is specifically, for reasons. But, yeah, I mean, it's like, it's nothing personal against me, so it's like, I don't want her going in the pit. That's like, I say the pit, but what it is just facing God's judgment. Feeling emotionally in your mind and emotions how you are perceived by God. And my sister, of course, is perceived as the bitterest disappointment. With only it's ontologically magnified to an unfathomable level. And not only would that just be bad for anyone, with her specific psychological disposition, it's the worst thing that could happen even if it was like a normal level of judgment from God, let alone something that's like a fierce, fiery wind that tears you apart your very being and makes you want to die, like with every fucking, like, I mean, it's hard to explain just how bad it is to face God's judgment, but it's bad. It's fatal 100% of the time. Suicide in each case. It's bad. As my sister, who I love and who I don't like, she's pissed me off for sure. And yes, she's disrespected me my whole life, but that was just what she was taught. So again, I don't know. When someone's your sister, you accept things about them. So when you're also God and it's your job to essentially cast them into the pit to be unmade by their own wrongness, it's not a conflict that can be resolved quickly or painlessly. But I'm working through it. Like, this is part of my working through it.